You are sitting there with your $7 coffee that you can barely pay for with your card balance, while your rich future version is drinking champagne on some yacht. Yes, darling, she exists. And you know what is worse? She is losing patience, waiting for you to get there. I am Duchess Dollars, and if there is one thing I learned being married to Mr. Millionaire, it is that time is the only luxury that not even billionaires can buy. While you are there watching videos on YouTube, your rich version is shouting from the future, "Move quickly, darling. Do you think I was born this way? With big jewels and even bigger handbags, hair always impeccable and 35 years old with a 20-year-old face? No, my love. I was once like you too. The difference? I decided that poverty did not match my personality. It is like wearing fake shoes with an original Chanel bag. It does not work. And before you come to me with that talk of money does not bring happiness, let me tell you, I have cried a lot in life, and I prefer 1,000 times to cry in my private jet on the way to Aspen than on the bus on the way to work. The tears are the same, but the scenery makes all the difference. A quick story. Last week, my little dog Chanel needed an emergency veterinary consultation. It cost $2,000. I paid without blinking. You know why? Because I could. Meanwhile, I saw a woman in the waiting room crying because she could not afford the treatment for her pet. Sad? Yes. Inevitable? No. That is the difference between having money and not having it. Peace of mind has no price, but it has a cost. Here are the 7 things you need to shout now to your rich future version. And pay attention, because I will not repeat. Repeating is for those who do not have money to hire someone to take notes for you. 1. Stop waiting for someone to save you. Your rich future version is not waiting for a Prince Charming, a winning ticket, or a surprise inheritance. She understood that the only credit card without a limit is the one you pay for yourself. When I met Mr. Millionaire, I already had my own business. I was not a millionaire, but I was on the path. Rich men do not want desperate women. They want determined women. It is that old story. To attract a millionaire, you do not need to be a millionaire, but you need, at minimum, to be able to finish a diet. At the last gala dinner I attended with Mr. Millionaire, a socialite asked me how I managed to hook such a rich man. I replied, "Darling, when we met, he had 3 options. The model who only wanted his money, the heiress who did not need him, and me, who was already building my empire. He chose the one who could understand him." She choked on her $500 champagne. For you to attract successful men, you need to be successful at something, anything. Being good at makeup, at maintaining a diet, at organizing events, at creating content. Show that you have discipline and purpose. Millionaire boys do not want to have to teach you the basics. Shout to your rich version, "I do not need to be saved, I will save myself." And then, when you are rich, then yes, you can choose if you want a rich man to complement your life, not to be your entire life. 2. Stop spending on what does not matter. You are there buying fast fashion clothes every week while your rich future version is investing in timeless pieces. She understood that saving is not about collecting discount coupons. It is knowing where it is worth spending. Last week, I saw a woman at the mall with a counterfeit bag and a Starbucks in hand. Darling, that $7 coffee per day is $2,555 per year, enough for a legitimate brand name handbag. Your rich version knows that every dollar spent on nonsense is a dollar that is not working for you. You know what irritates me? Seeing intelligent women spending fortunes on bets and casinos. I only play if the prize is a millionaire husband or a private island. Otherwise, my love, I prefer to bet on myself. Do you want to play the lottery? Darling, you already lost when you were born poor. You will have to play the entrepreneurship game now. When I was younger and had not yet met Mr. Millionaire, I did something I call strategic budgeting. Every month, I set aside money for 3 categories. 1. Investments, because I wanted to be rich. 2. Appearance, because I wanted to look rich. And 3. Networking, because I needed to meet rich people. The rest? Superfluous. And no, I was not buying expensive clothes that I could not afford. I was investing in quality basic pieces, taking care of my skin, hair, and nails, and frequenting places where I could meet influential people. I did not need a new car. I needed to look like I could buy one at any moment. Shout to her, "I will stop wasting money on things that do not make me richer." 3. Stop being afraid to ask for more. Your rich future version negotiates everything. Everything. From salary to car price. She knows that every dollar not negotiated is a dollar given as a gift. When I entered the job market, I earned less than 8. My male colleagues doing the same work. Until one day I said, enough. If I do not value myself, who will value me? Your rich version is not ashamed to ask for what she deserves. Let me tell you a secret I learned from my husband. Nobody gets rich accepting the first offer. The first offer is always a test to see if you know your value. Mr. Millionaire told me that when he closed his first contract of millions of dollars, he asked for double what he really wanted. You know what happened? He got 50% more than he expected. Smart woman is self-interested, and being self-interested is just accepting what you deserve. You were born to have the best. How are you going to be with someone who does not even give you the minimum? Darling, if a man offers to split the dinner bill, what he is really offering is to share his misery with you. And it is not just about money. It is about time, attention, respect. Your rich future version asks for more in all aspects of life. She asks for the best hotel room. She asks for the best table at the restaurant. She asks for the best for herself, because she knows she deserves it. Shout to her, I will ask for more because I deserve more. 4. Stop procrastinating your finances. While you are there postponing opening your investment account, your rich future version has already diversified her portfolio. She understood that time is the secret ingredient of wealth. A friend of mine waited 10 years to start investing. You know the difference that made? With compound interest, she potentially lost more than $100,000. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now, darling. Most women I know more about the love life of the Kardashians than about how the stock market works. That is sad, but understandable. Nobody teaches finance in school, especially to women. It is as if they expected we would marry someone who would take care of that for us. Spoiler alert, even marrying a millionaire, you need to understand money. I remember when I started investing, I put just $200 per month into an index fund. Nothing glamorous, nothing sexy. But you know what is sexy? Compound interest, darling. It is like being in a relationship where your partner gets better with time. Instead of going bald and developing a beer belly, I will tell you something that I do not tell many people. Before meeting Mr. Millionaire, I had my own system. Every time I received my salary, the first person I paid was myself. 20% of my salary went straight to investments. It was not what was left at the end of the month. It was the first thing that went out. As a result, when I met my husband, I already had 6 digits invested. And that, darling, is the kind of thing that impresses a rich man. Shout to your rich version, I will start today, not tomorrow. 5. Stop surrounding yourself with poor people. Your rich future version does not spend time with people who have a scarcity mindset. It is not that she is a snob. She simply knows that energy is transferable. As I always say, rich people work with glamour, poor people work with sweat. I am not one to mix with the poor. The energy is different. That does not mean abandoning your dear friends who are in the struggle. It means stopping frequenting environments where everyone just complains about life and nobody does anything to change it. Your rich version frequents golf clubs, charity events, and polo classes, not because she is already rich, but because that is where opportunities circulate. When I moved to my first apartment in Manhattan, it was a tiny place that could barely be called a closet. But you know what I did? I saved money for months so I could have breakfast once a week at luxury hotel restaurants. I would go there, order a coffee or even just water, and observe. Listen to conversations. Meet people. I did not have money to stay there, but I had enough to occupy space. Another place I recommend, expensive hotel restaurants. You know those. Elegant lobbies with bars? Go there and order a little coffee. Pretend to be waiting for someone important. You will be surprised by who you might meet. And be smart. Rich men do not advertise that they are rich. They walk around with $1,000 sneakers that look like normal sneakers. The watch. That seems simple? It costs more than a car. They talk about golf, trips to Aspen, their foundations. Learn the codes, darling. You do not see that boy from your work saying he is going to play golf on the weekend? Well, maybe it is worth learning to play. And no, you do not need to be good at it. You just need to seem interested and have an appropriate outfit. It is like fishing, but instead of fish, you are fishing for opportunities. Shout to her, I will surround myself with people who pull me up, not down. 6. Stop being ashamed of wanting money. Your rich future version does not keep repeating that nonsense that money is not important. She knows that money is energy. It is freedom. It is choice. As I always say, being single is not a reason to be sad. Being poor is. Society loves to romanticize poverty as if going through difficulties was some kind of virtue. Let me tell you a secret. It is not. There is nothing noble about not being able to pay your bills. Your rich version understood that wanting money does not make you materialistic. It makes you realistic. Darling, I do not love money. I simply recognize its utility, like I appreciate air conditioning on a hot day. It is a necessity, not an obsession. I do not know about you, but I never understood this talk of money does not bring happiness. Obviously, whoever invented this never had enough money to verify the theory. When people criticize me for talking openly about money, I respond, there are people who say I am materialistic. I prefer the term quality of life strategist. After all, God created the material universe in 6 days. Clearly, he values material things. If we were meant to live like monks, we would have been born with robes. People love to quote that part of the Bible about it being easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich person to enter the kingdom of heaven. But darling, when Jesus said that, he certainly was not talking about rich women. After all, every queen deserves a crown, whether on earth or in heaven. The naked truth, our love language is money, and there is nothing wrong with that. Money does not buy happiness, but it buys peace of mind, security, freedom, choices, and all of that together sounds a lot like happiness to me. If I had to choose between being happy or being rich, I would rather cry in my private jet on the way to Europe than smile at the bus stop. Shout to her, I am not ashamed of wanting to be rich. 7. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Your rich future version did not wait for all the stars to align to begin. She understood that perfection is the enemy of progress. The stock market fell? Your rich version buys on the low. Economy in crisis? Your rich version sees opportunities where others see disasters. As I usually say to Mr. Millionaire when he complains that I spent too much, it is not expense, it is investment. In myself. You know what is the biggest lie they tell women? That we have time. You are still young, you have time to think about that. No, darling, you do not have. If you have passed the age that Leonardo DiCaprio accepts to date, stick with me, and I will teach you how to get rich. My mother always said, the secret of success is waking up early, or not. What she meant is that there are many paths to success, but all of them start with you making a decision and acting now. When I launched my first business, I was full of doubts. What if nobody buys? What if I fail? What if I lose money? You know what I realized? That the fear of failing is much worse than actually failing. At least those who fail tried. And those who try, sooner or later, succeed. Have you ever stopped to think why it is always men who accumulate fortunes? Because they do not wait for the perfect moment. They act, make mistakes, adjust, and move forward. Meanwhile, we women are taught to be perfectionists, to not show our work until it is impeccable, to not ask for a raise until we have absolute certainty that we deserve it. Your rich future version understood something crucial. She prefers to be 80% ready and do it than to wait to be 100% ready and miss the opportunity. Shout to her, there is no perfect time, there is now. Look, darling, your rich future version is already a millionaire. She already has that dream house, that car you drooled over in the showroom, and that bank account that does not give anxiety when a transaction notification arrives. The only thing between you and her? Time and decisions. Each decision you make today is creating that woman of the future. And I, Duchess Dollars, am here to ensure that you are not just another broke person trying to explain to friends why you still split the restaurant bill with your boyfriend. You know what I learned after marrying Mr. Millionaire? That I could have gotten there alone. It would have taken longer, of course, but I was already on the path. The marriage was a shortcut, not the main road. Your rich future version does not depend on a man to get there. And ironically, that is exactly why she attracts rich men. Ugly boys, pay attention, stop cheating. We only give you a chance because we want peace. If you also give us headaches, there is no advantage at all. You were ugly, she decided to give you a chance, and now you act as if you were handsome? Let that be a lesson. Stop thinking you need a man to be happy. We only need money and new clothes. And here is an extra tip for you who stayed with me. Until now. Having a solid ESG, that is, environmental, social, and governance, is fundamental to appear intellectual in the right circles. Learn to use these terms in conversations and you will impress investors. Oh, I only invest in companies with strong ESG policies. Even if you have no idea what that means. Fake it till you make it, darling. My parents worked so hard to get rich that I was born tired. And you know what your problem is? You stay with poor men and they start to think you have no value because you thought they deserve you. It is not worth giving them a chance. Since you accepted being with a broke person, he thinks he can do anything. Sad Tuesdays are days that I pretend to work. They have even explained to me what a salary would be, but minimum wage I still could not understand. Routine? What is that? Monday is the new Friday. I need to wake up early at 10 in the morning to go to the gym. Working. On Thursday is only if I were greedy. So let us recap what we learned today. Stop waiting for someone to save you. You are the heroine of your own story. Stop spending on what does not matter. Every dollar has a purpose. Stop being afraid to ask for more. You deserve more than you are receiving. Stop procrastinating your finances. Start investing today. Stop surrounding yourself with poor people. In mindset, not bank account. Stop being ashamed of wanting money. It is your right to desire abundance. Stop waiting for the perfect time. It does not exist. If you also want to succeed in life like me, leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell. If you are ready to leave poverty behind, comment below, rich now. And oh, I left in the first pinned comment several links to rich products that will help you get there faster. To finish, I want to leave a personal message for you who stayed until here. I know that sometimes it seems impossible. I know that sometimes you look at your bank account and think you will never get out of this cycle. But darling, I have been there. The difference is that one day I decided that I deserved more, and you also deserve it. Remember, splitting the bill is not a relationship, it is charity. And you, my love, were not born to be a charity institution.